Kia ora koutou, ko Joseph Hampton toku ingoa, or Warren and Mahoney Architects. It's a pleasure to be here this evening and great to see a mix of interests in the room. I'm just going to get this one doing its thing. Perfect. Okay, tonight, first of all, great kaupapa there, Huia. Love the idea of a Ōtautahi Masters, so let's support that as much as we can. Tonight I want to talk through the Waimaria Science Facility and share some thoughts on this idea of the local lens and how that contributed to everything from how we defined the big issue to how we investigated the project context and finally to talk about the resolution and some insights into the state of practice and some of the founding principles of Warren and Mahoney and how they remain valid to today. Okay, the challenges facing today's primary sector are profound. Using traditional farming methods, the amount of land mass and gas emissions dedicated to global food production will need to double. We need science to deliver creative and innovative solutions to manage our food security and resource. Our role really began as a role of listening to help our client articulate their need. From agreed vision statements to test the project alignment, back to the business case at every step of the way, to a careful unpacking of the spatial requirements and adjacencies within the budget. That's just one department. We were interested in how this local project could unlock insights that might influence nationally or globally. The Canterbury Plains produce over half of New Zealand's grain and crop, and there are challenges with this level of productivity. Our intensive farming practices have turned Lake Te Waihora into one of the most polluted lakes in the country. And there is political context too. The Lincoln University responded to the students' climate protests by committing to decarbonise their campus and move away from coal. We have farmers who are exposed to methane taxes, and a lot of the science that's occurring in this facility is to help them with that. So this project site played an important role at the interface between the Lincoln University and the external agri-sector, and we conceived of the project as a continuum from education to research to commercial science, extending the student learning experience into real-world scientific application and vice versa. Without the, apologies team. So how do you break down the barriers and accelerate research and innovation? Global food production problems will not be solved by traditional thinking. It is people that need to be at the heart of the solution, and Waimaria's goal was to create an environment to overcome these challenges through interorganisational collaboration and a new approach to education. Our project briefing reached well beyond the site and included intensive workshops with students, lead scientists, with farmers, local mana whenua, and multiple land-based research institutes. Te Tamutu Runanga Narratives gave us a uniquely local approach to sustainable design strategies for the project. Lake Te Waihora was once an important food source for the Runanga, and the project siting is a direct expression of the project's commitment to sustainability. Overland flow paths determined the location of attenuation basins to treat and filter stormwater for the campus. Landscape spaces continue the campus character. Labs and offices interact with the neighbouring research partners, while the teaching building defines the heart of the Lincoln University campus. Adjacent our project is the Category 1 listed Ivy Hall Library, a Jacobean-era building whose scale, vertical rhythm and curved gables gave inspiration to a robust two-storey brick building that houses teaching and learning spaces. The red brick and limestone facade are a contemporary take on its Jacobean neighbour. This is a pauakai, a symbol of pre-colonial agriculture and innovation. It's been found scribed into Canterbury limestone bluffs and seen carrying people and kumara on its back. Overlaying European and Māori agricultural histories, our red brick facade is peeled back to reveal a limestone interior with etchings of pauakai delivered through the co-design process with Ngāi Tahu artist Piri Kāhui. Adjacent, a highly technical three-storey shed with cost and material efficiency in mind. Without the budget for solar control, an extensive co-design process together with Meridian and the facade engineers determined the perfect balance between solar shading, seismic slip detailing, outlook and energy generation. The resulting workspaces that occur within are calm, with high levels of natural daylight and beautiful views through the panels and out to the agricultural landscape beyond. Fabric and colour selections create a warm and vibrant palette inspired by a really well-loved copy of the standard soil colour charts borrowed from a local professor who identified the Lincoln-specific soil colours. The Lincoln campus was sited where it was because of this unique intersection of hill, plain and wetland soil types, further reinforcing the project's connection to the land. When Bernadette asked to talk about the state of practice, Milton Friedman's pencil came to mind. He said that there's not a single person in the world who could make this pencil. The wood comes from trees cut down in Washington. To cut down the tree, it took a saw. To make the saw, it took steel. To make the steel, it took iron ore. Compressed graphite made in South America. The eraser comes from Malaya. They talked about the brass ferrule, the yellow paint, the glue that holds it together. Literally thousands of people cooperated to make this pencil. More than ever, I believe at the macro scale, it is about distilling and communicating often complex ideas and creating a collaborative environment where everyone can cooperate and bring their very best to the project. This idea of complementary partnership, of understanding the strengths of others around you, is one of the founding principles of our firm, and it remains one of the most valid today. Waimaria's procurement process was innovative. The contract was let after a developed design package, and then the team came together under Lee's construction. So consultants and subcontractors were preparing shop drawings and drawings together and creating a fully integrated design approach that eliminated that duplicated effort and really making the most of combined contractor and consultant expertise. Lee saw value in engaging the consultant team well beyond industry-leading BIM tolerances, which significantly reduced RFI's contributing project delivery that is on time and under budget. Thanks, guys. I'm getting the 1 minute waved around at me. So, how do you achieve a continuum that bridges education and research? Well, the exterior is specifically articulating the relationship between research lab and learning spaces. The interior is deliberately continuous. We extracted the social amenity, partnership and meeting and eating spaces from each siloed department and collated them on an internal promenade with a shared cafe, encouraging students from different research groups to meet and connect with themselves, with campus visitors and employees from the co-located agri-sector. The spaces are honed to suit group study, extending learning opportunities outside the classroom and to improve their educational outcomes. These are vibrant human-scale spaces designed alongside students to give them the environment they love. Upstairs, students are welcomed into the heart of the campus to meet with their academic mentors and feel immersed in the real-world scientific research. Laboratories break with tradition, transforming hidden rooms into glass-walled spaces with science on display to create a didactic design that educates users. Given the science is targeted at increasing the yield of the local agricultural sector, it was important that the building equally played its part. Oak trees felled from the site were reused in the interior. Mass timber stairs and finishes and a timber strategy throughout further reduced the embodied carbon. There's 10 tonnes of locally grown wool in the project insulation and 100% New Zealand wool carpet. It's deliberately reductive and all systems are expressed in their own right. Okay, I'm going to move on a bit here. The low carbon brick was quarried just down the road in Selwyn and textured to express Ngāi Tahu values. We can measure each part of the project as we're designing to identify the outliers. The example here in green to make sure our internal finishes, our dematerialisation approach was delivering on its promises. Seen here in shot, the project employs a seismic dampening system called Tectonus that reduced the seismic detailing complexity, provided asset resilience, and importantly reduced over 2,700 tonnes of steel and concrete out of the project. We thought these devices looked pretty cool, and so we chose to express them again as an educational tool. All of these moves represent a commitment to change, leading to a carbon assessment that surpassed REBA's 2025 goals by over a third, proof that low carbon design can be achieved on a tight budget. At the macro scale, Our practice in Ōtautahi is a blend of timeless principles with new and increasingly scientific approaches to measuring our designs, delivering projects on time and within cost and carbon budgets. Waimaria recently won the award for the best learning environment in the Indo-Pacific region through the Indie Awards. So through the local lens, our regional work can be influential on the global stage. Thank you.